Hi, I'm Jess Etheridge, and I wanted to share with you my story of who I was before I knew Jesus and now who I am after. Growing up, my parents took us to church every weekend and really instilled in us a high view for God and how important He was. And so, growing up, I wanted to please Him. I really felt like I wanted God to accept me. So, I would always try to do good things and be a good person. And I kind of felt like I had a tally board with Him where He would give me 2 good marks for something, and then, oh, you did something bad, here's a bad mark. And, oh, did something good, here's another good mark. So by the time I was in junior high, this view of God just was so crushing. I felt like I was on this constant treadmill trying to replace the good marks for the bad and just constantly feeling like I could never be good enough. And the word insufficient really would describe how I felt before God. I felt like He was always shaking His finger at me saying, why are you doing that? That's not good. Don't do that. And it was like, just felt like so much pressure to be good enough for Him. So by the time I graduated 8th grade and went into high school, I thought, if this God demands perfection, and I knew I could never be perfect, I really wanted nothing to do with Him. I thought I don't want to have anything to do with a God that needs me to be perfect because I could never do it. So I just kind of gave up on God those first 2 years of high school, and it wasn't until about my end of my sophomore year, beginning of my junior year, that some friends started taking me to a youth group and explaining to me why Jesus came to die. I'd always seen Jesus on the cross in the front of the church, but I never knew what His death actually meant for my life. And they showed me in the Bible that the feelings of insufficiency I had were actually really true. That God did demand perfection from humans, and to know God, we needed to be perfect to know Him, since He is perfect, but there was no way we could ever do that. And He knew that from the beginning, and so that's why He sent Jesus to die for our sins. He had sent Jesus to live a perfect life, to be the substitute for us in the areas that we could never be perfect enough. And then through Jesus' death on the cross, He actually died the death that I was supposed to die. And He took my record to the cross. And so now, through accepting Jesus and accepting this truth about Him, I actually am given His record. So when God looks at me, He no longer sees a selfish, prideful, controlling person. Even though I still am those things today, I still have those sins every day. But those have been taken to the cross through Jesus. Now He sees me as righteous. He sees me as pure because I have the record of Jesus. So really, that does leave me with my second word, enough. I don't feel like I'm on this treadmill anymore, trying to do good things, trying to get good enough for God, because I know that I really never could be, and that He knew that all along, and that's why He sent Jesus to die for me. And feeling enough really changes everything. I don't feel like I have to, if I'm friends with someone or want to love someone, I don't have to do it perfectly. I know that I'm going to fail, and it makes me want to love people more. It makes me want to think less of myself and people more, because I know that the reality is I am insufficient, but Jesus was enough for me. So that's my before and after and how Jesus has changed my life. Thanks for listening.